All right, so for the entire week, we have been outside of the Hennepin County Government Center. Derek Chauvin trial happening right in there. You can see the National Guardsmen as well. And when you pull up, when you get here, first thing, you notice the huge metal security fences. And that just shows you the gravity of this high-profile nature trial. And then first thing Monday morning, here's what you see. You have this massive meeting. You have Ben Crump, Attorney Ben Crump. You have the Reverend Al Sharpton, and the entire Floyd family. Then you have this huge crowd of reporters from all over the entire world. Now, we'll be honest, on Monday when we were outside of the courtroom, there were some people protesting on the street. It got a little testy. Here's one of those moments. Okay, now that could have been much different, but it had a positive ending. Now we go to sleep. There were protests Monday night, large groups of people, but Tuesday morning we get a phone call. Our phone rings right around 2 a.m. and they say that a local Minneapolis teacher has chained herself to one of these fences here at the Hennepin County Government Center. So what do? We come check it out. We talk to her. Here's what she had to say.
These aren't just locks with names on them. I know that's not what you're saying, but I want to tell the world this. All of this, and if you go over there, there's more. Those are lives that were taken and families that were destroyed.
Well, what's the lesson that you want to teach everyone across the globe?
That you can't deny people justice.
And one thing you just can't help but notice being here in downtown Minneapolis, all of the buildings, majority of the buildings are boarded up. And to some people that says, okay, they are preparing for protests. But to others, it brings back memories from last summer, the protests from then. We actually spoke to a woman who had her building vandalized, and she also had another reason. She got extremely emotional. Take a listen to this.
Me personally? Well, I might get emotional about it, so I'm glad you're editing this stuff. But I truly hope that we see justice served.
Why do you get emotional when talking about that?
Wow, you're really putting me on the spot. A man's life was taken right there on the street.
You can hear emotion build in Donna's voice.
Yeah, and if you've been to the site, it took me about a month to get down there, and it's still really overwhelming and powerful.
So here's the thing. Donna isn't done. We stood there and listened to yet another layer.
And I just think the whole climate of that, of people of color being not respected and being disregarded. We have to do better.
As she continues to wipe away tears, Sergio Soto, our photographer, gets a wider shot. And then...
Probably for even deeper reasons, my brother had passed away prior to that happening, and he had an inoperable tumor on his lung, which pushed on his trachea, causing him to have trouble breathing. So to hear that man say he couldn't breathe and no one was helping him.
So every person has a story, right? And a lot of the people we talked to here in Minneapolis, we asked them, where were you on May 25th, 2020? What were you doing? And what happened in the days following? How did it impact you? We were trying to get a sense of what the community was like here because we've only seen it on TV. We spoke to one young lady who was overwhelmed by emotion after what had been playing out in the courtroom. And here's how she is dealing with all of those emotions and that stress. You would say this is a form of therapy. So we just watched you. Does that make you feel better?
It makes me feel okay. It doesn't necessarily, it helps some, But the pain that feels for the case and everything else, that doesn't go away.
So everyone we spoke to had a story. You know, they knew where they were on May 25th, 2020. They know how it's impacted them, and this trial too has impacted them. So we really got a sense of what it was like to be here in Minneapolis, you know, through the people on the streets, not in the courtroom, but the people that are here living it. And to think that this is only, you know, the first week of the Derek Chauvin trial, and it could last up to a month.